Yo, 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 what's up? What's going on, everybody? Folks, a little time to hop in. Yo, yo, what's going on? What's up, what's up? H Lucky in the building. What's going on, man? Hey, let me know how my audio sound, man. Hey, baby. Yeah, if y'all could, let me know how my audio sound right now. Make sure we're good. All right, I like it. All right. So, Harrison, so you getting, about to be iPhone down, huh? Share this out right quick. Yo, yo, if you could, whenever you come in, make sure you drop a comment so I can shout you out. Harrison says, yes, sir, just pre-ordered the iPhone X. So you're gonna be behind the time, man. And then you say you about to get two iMacs. Okay. I see where your money going. Well, no, nice. What's up, bro? Appreciate you for stopping through. Just giving everybody a little time to get in the building. I'm also making sure I'm sharing this out a little bit before we get into it. All right. See what all we got going. So I got a couple topics that I want to get into today. I'm gonna give everybody like one more minute to get in. See what's up. I know all of the iPhone videos dropped this morning, so it's gonna be real. I don't know if you don't like iPhone, it's gonna be rough on you. Not saying that that's me or anything, but it's gonna be interesting. And I think also somehow between the Apple event and now, we've ended up with like the pricing has kind of crept up on the iPhone that you really want. See, what nice says, oh, he's asking Alan if he found a case that covers the front and back of the Z Fold 2 that actually fits properly. Yeah, I saw Alan put up a video. He got a speaking case, and he was saying that it was kind of the same deal. Like he had like a little adhesive on the front part, but it didn't really fit super well. But I think he said that the buttons on the side, like the fingerprint sensor and all that, the cutouts were good for that. But I don't know if you found any other cases. I know that's been a struggle on the Z Fold. Yeah, man. I think next year gonna be that year, man. I think that once accessory manufacturers see that Samsung is actually gonna, you know, continue making the devices, then you'll see some people put some more effort in the cases and stuff. But yeah, the third year, I think that's where we're gonna reach maximum maturity with that. So it is 11:35. So I'm gonna go ahead. I got a couple of topics I want to discuss. We're gonna go ahead and get into them. And like I said, as always, whenever you come in, make sure you drop a comment so I can shout you out, let you know I appreciate you for coming through. But first I want to touch on kind of the environment we're in. So it's Techtober, and right now we've pretty much wrapped it up. Everybody's announced what they're gonna announce. So we got the OnePlus out there, we got the Pixel out there, we got the iPhone out there. What's up, Jazzy Jeff? What's going on, man? But yeah, so now we got the official specs, we got the official prices and availability and all that stuff. And somehow the Pixel, well, actually the Samsung came out earlier. It was shipping earlier. But as far as like October stuff, the Pixel like was announced first, but it's gonna be available last, which I think is bad for Google because they have a lower price point. But even at that price point, it's still questionable. Like they still managed to, I think, overprice stuff um, with the Pixel 5. I think that at $700, it's kind of hard to compete with a $700 iPhone, which we're gonna talk about, and a $700 Samsung device. What's going on, Chris? Appreciate you for coming through, bro. But yeah, man. So just to kind of recap, you got the OnePlus 8T base storage. Well, yeah, OnePlus 8T, 128 gigs of storage, priced at $750. You got the Galaxy FE. I'm gonna say the whole name one time, and then after that, I'm calling it the FE. All right. You got the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE 5G. Done. All right. It's the FE from now on. That is 128 gigs of storage at $699. Then you have the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 that people are going to buy isn't going to be the mini. All right. I think the mini, Apple does this. They create products just so they can advertise a certain price point, but they have no intention on that being what you really buy. So the iPhone 12, the regular one, like the 6.1-inch one, not the mini, but the regular 12, doesn't start at $699. It starts at $799, and that's with 64 gigs of storage. So reasonably, and that's if you buy it from a carrier. If you buy the iPhone 12 unlocked, there's actually like a $30 bump up in price. So it's actually $830 for a 64 gig iPhone 12. If you want 128 gigs, like any decent human being, you're gonna be paying $850 on the carrier and $880 unlocked. So that's almost $900 for the iPhone, but they're throwing around this $699 price. So when you actually look at what you're gonna buy, what you're gonna live with for the next couple of years, it's gonna cost you at least $850 on the iPhone. So now that's not even in the same price category as the other devices. Like, initially Apple proposed it. And then of course you got the Pixel 5 at 128 gigs at $700 as well. So looking at those four devices, and I put a poll on my channel and I'll put it in the description as well. Looking at those devices, man, it's hard not to go with the Samsung, right? Because you get the ecosystem of Samsung, right? You get the software perks. You get cameras that are not the best, like they're not the absolute best in any category. Like it's not the absolute best video camera in that, of those devices. Not the absolute best, like just at taking pictures. But I think the versatility, because you have all those lenses, I think that in the most situations, you'll be okay, right? It's not gonna be the absolute best, but you'll be okay. But then just like the power of all the Samsung stuff, you get the DeX option. Now you get the wireless DeX. If you have a Windows PC, that's a huge thing because now you have to link the PC. So now you get all those features that you would normally only get in the Apple ecosystem, like being able to get calls and text messages on your PC. You can transfer files wirelessly. I mean, there's a lot of extra stuff you get with the ecosystem and at that price point. And the device itself isn't terrible. Yeah, it has that little plastic back or whatever. But at $700, you're getting a 120 hertz screen. You're getting Snapdragon. You're getting 5G. It's a big screen, which I didn't think that would be an issue now. But even on the Pixel, with it having a 6-inch screen, that's still kind of small. I know there are people that still like a small device, but that's still small for a lot of people, especially with what we're used to. So I think that as far as like being as close to a flagship at a good price and a good ecosystem, the Samsung, in my mind, is probably the best bang for your buck. Uh, the OnePlus, they're making some interesting compromises, but man, after watching the Apple event and then the next day watching that OnePlus event, you realize Apple spent their like 45 minutes to an hour or whatever, and they talked about an entire ecosystem of devices, right? You got the home pods, you got the iPhones, you got all the software features, you got the tie-ins, um, and then OnePlus spends the same amount of time talking about one phone. Apple unveiled like 4 different phones and a new home smart home accessory in the same time that OnePlus spent talking about one phone. And really, it's really a stretch. You can't talk about one device for that long. And it really showed. And I think right now OnePlus is lagging behind in the ecosystem. They just can't charge what Samsung and Apple charge for devices. It's just not possible. But let me hop in the chat right quick. Phone Tech said the speaking one I did recently was the best. Just charging port cutout isn't for all chargers. Okay. Yeah, man, y'all having some case struggles for sure. Yeah, Una Knight said struggling ain't the word. It's ridiculous. How you make a 2K phone and nothing to protect it? SMH. Case should have been included in the box like last year. Yeah, they really would have saved a lot of headache. And you would think that Samsung is doing that to push their own accessories to make money, but it sounds like they're just not. I don't know. That form factor is so, just out the box that people don't even want to touch it. Yeah, let's see. Una says, it's thinking. Alan says, I need to get something on this thing. The anxiety of dropping it is driving me nuts. I have the black one. It's very slippery. Una says Samsung DeX. Yeah, DeX is, people, feel how they want to feel. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if it's something that you take advantage of, it's something you take advantage of. Especially being able to mirror DeX wirelessly to a TV, like that's next level, right? That's something that even if you don't see yourself using it all the time, if there's one scenario that you using in, it's a capability you have that at this point no other device really has like that. But yeah, man. So like I said, I put a poll up on my channel. Just ask you guys, like, what do you think is the best value? Right now, personally, I think the Samsung FE is the best bang for your buck. Right, $699, 120 gigs of storage. Latest Snapdragon. I think it's got 8 gig of RAM. The whole Samsung ecosystem, 120 hertz. It's checking a lot of boxes. And then now Samsung is promising 3 years of OS updates, not just software updates, but actual OS updates. So you get 3 versions, which kind of is, if you want to get technical about it, technically one of those software updates is Android 11, which is already out, but you'll get 12 and 13. So and at this point, the Android OS is so refined that there aren't any major lifestyle updates. That's just not something that you're going to get. It's not like the old days where every Android update, they were trying something totally different and, it was a totally new redesign and they were adding all these new features. Now it's really a lot of incremental stuff that you're getting. Uno Night says iPhone, no charger, no earbuds. Really? So is Samsung following them again? Updates too. Shoot, I hope not, man. And at this point, the Apple, so Apple, they have mastered the art of creating a problem and charging you to solve it. Right. So you think about the headphone jack. You get an iPhone, no headphone jack, and you might have existing, headphones already. Now you can't use those. Now what you got to do? You got to either buy a dongle or you got to just go out and buy a whole new set of Bluetooth headphones. Same thing with, now with the charger. Like they give you a cable in the box that doesn't fit the charger that 90% of iPhone users already have. They put a Type C to Lightning cable in the box. But until last year, all the iPhone chargers were Lightning. I mean, USB-A. So it's like, now what do you got to do? You got to go out and buy another charging brick. And also, Apple has never shipped a fast charger in the box. So if you took what just came in the box, you still, might want to upgrade to a faster charger because it is 2020. And so now you still got to go to Apple and buy a charger. And so I don't know, that whole gimmick about, oh, we care so much about the earth and all this stuff. Like, that's garbage, man. The reality is they're conditioning you. They're conditioning you to to get used to not having a charger in the box because they're going to eventually take away that lightning port. They're not going to put a Type C on that iPhone. They're going to take it away, and I feel like this MagSafe charger, that's what they're going to be using. Like they're going to tell you, like, this is our charger solution. We refined it. It's the most amazingest, whatever Apple words you want to put on it. And they're going to come over to iPhone with no power port, with no charging port. I see it, man. I see the direction they're trying to steer people because this is all of a sudden they've dropped this whole new, interface basically. Because because it's not just wireless charging, right? So it's the system of magnets, it's wireless charger, and it's NFC. So those devices that you attach on the back are actually communicating with the phone, telling it what it is. Because if you put that wireless charger on a non-iPhone, I think it limits it to like 5 or 7.5 watts or something like that charging. But then as soon as you pop it on the back of the iPhone knows, oh, this is my charger, so let me bump up the juice. And it charges at, I think, like 15 watts or something like that. See Sean O in the building. What's going on with you, man? Yeah, he said no dongle in the box either. Said, damn, Samsung, what y'all doing? Yeah, Samsung is, they're trying to be slick too. But really, at this point, I think that like once Apple does something, both good and bad, once other people do it, it's kind of par for the course. So Samsung, they were kind of slick. They let Apple go out there and kind of better brand of, removing stuff from the box, and they're gonna follow right along because it's money. Right now, I want a dongle, I gotta go pay $15 for it. So it's like instead of giving you stuff, I can charge you for it later on. Yeah, like Shano says, following Apple as usual. Yeah, man, to me it's a dark path. And at this point, man, I don't even care about them keeping the price the same because when you look at what's really different about those phones, like it's not anything that's drastically different. Like it's mostly software features. Like the little magnetic thing on the back. I mean, it works on other devices. So you can pop it on the back of another device and it'll charge it. It being magnetic is more of a gimmick, right? It's more of something that Apple wants you to do because once again, instead of being able to just sit your device on a charger and then pick it up when you're done, now every time you pick up the phone, the charger comes with it. And now what kind of bad habits are you gonna form now? You're gonna get used to just yanking the phone off the puck and the puck goes flying, or you're gonna roll over and have to grab the phone and unplug it from the puck. Like it didn't really resolve any issues. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything, it created something else to think about. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. That's enough Apple stuff for right now, though. But I do have something else kind of ranty. Google is discontinuing the Nest Secure alarm, and in a vacuum, that doesn't really mean much. But if you look at just over the past couple of years, how many services and devices Google has discontinued, it's kind of alarming to me at this point, man. It really is. Like it's like Google has a terrible track record with supporting things that they come up with lately. Like in the past, like 3 or 4 years, there have been some stuff like I understand Google Plus went away, and it was never like on a Facebook or Instagram level, but it was a community there, right? It was a different experience um, than other social media. So um, I wasn't too heartbroken about that. I know they had some security issues, and it was just easier for them to wash their hands of it. It's I don't know. Let's see. Sean says recently discontinued Google Play Music. Yeah, that's a whole nother issue, man. Daryl in the building, what's going on, bro? You said they like Trump, bro. Yeah, man, they like just no focus, no follow through. Tech Gentleman says I'm not digging Sammy and Apple doing this music. No dongle, so buy Bluetooth AirPods or Sammy Buds, no charger, but our fast charger, wireless charger, etc. Yeah, man, they're creating problems and offering you a way to buy a solution to it, like when you didn't have that problem before. Yeah, Son says I use that app daily, the Google Play Music app. Yeah, man, I was subscribed to it, premium subscriber. Man, that's yeah, that was a blow for me too. But that's a whole other issue. So Google is bad at business, man. They offer stuff for free. They offer a lot of services. They have a lot of data, and they're okay with coming up with ways to make your life easier in exchange for getting that data from you. But as far as just business, they're not really good at like selling products, marketing products. When you look at Apple, even Samsung, Google is a far second. I mean, a far third behind those two companies. Um, like I said, the Google Play, like how many times have they rebranded all of their products, like their entire lineup of stuff? That Google Play brand is about to go away, right? Because as of right now, the only things you got left, they changed Google Play TV and music. I mean, movies and TV to Google TV, right? Then they changed the Google Play Music, got rid of that. Now it's YouTube Music. The only thing you got left now is Google Play Games and Playbooks, which is like nobody even acknowledges that exists anymore. So it's really, Google is really just all over the place with that. But them discontinuing this Nest Secure alarm, that's hardware. Some people went out and bought that to secure their homes with, and now it's being discontinued. So what does that mean for those people, right? That's why I've been really hesitant on just investing in like the Google ecosystem, because even the Nest cameras, like they're great, but they're ridiculously expensive. Like if you want a whole suite of, you want to deck your house out and Google stuff, it's expensive, man. That Nest stuff is. Let's hop back in the chat. Uno Nice says money hungry and there's no need for it. Yeah, man, and this is the thing. This is the reason why I kind of harp on Apple so much, because it's a two-edged sword. If you look at Apple as a business model, it's kind of good and bad. It's good because Apple is making money. They're literally printing money at this point. Like they remove something from a box, they offer you less for the same price as last year, and this iPhone is selling like crazy, right? Selling like crazy with like minimal effort from Apple, right? But then the bad side is other companies who don't have the same prestige and prowess as Apple are going to follow suit. Apple sets the standard, right? So when Apple takes something out of the box, guess what? It's coming out of everybody else's box. The charger, I think that's been a big place that people are differentiating. Samsung hasn't been as gung-ho about it, but you have phones out here. There's a Xiaomi phone that just came out. That phone charges from zero to full, a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, from zero to full in 19 minutes. 19 minutes, that's crazy. Like the 25 watts that the Note 20 Ultra supports is slow. Like it is annoyingly slow to me. And that's just comparing it to the Tab S7 Plus, which supports 45 watt. Even though it has like a drastically bigger battery, the Tab S7 Plus charges faster than the Note 20 Ultra. And so like something like your phone, like you want to have access to it at all times. Like these companies have done a great job of giving you a device that does everything. Like it's a one-stop shop. Like you want to do work, you want to do and play, you want to communicate with your family, you want to take pictures, you want to, do art, you want to, be a content creator, shoot videos, take pictures of your kids. You can do all this stuff. But then the battery life has been lagging behind so far, man. Like they just don't support it. Let's see. I said Google put earbuds dongle case in the box. They do it right. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I gotten a dongle in the past couple of Google products I unboxed. At least for this year. Pixel 4a and Pixel 5, they ain't had no dongle in the box. If they did, I missed it. They got the little USB C to USB A adapter, but I don't think it's a dongle in there. My baby says I use playbooks. Keep supporting them, baby. You might be the one that you might be the one that they look at and they see that data and they're like, yeah, somebody's still using it. We'll keep it around. Sean says I bought some books from Playbooks before. Yeah, man. So I actually Playbooks is cool because like I upload like user manuals and like PDFs and stuff like that to Playbooks. But as far as like updates and support, Google doesn't even mention Playbooks. Like when's the last time you even heard about that app? Getting an update of being mentioned. Let's see. The only company that I see doing the opposite is Sony so far. Yeah, but Sony don't care about making money, and they don't care about what nobody else think. Sony has historically done that. Like they're gonna charge what they charge. They're gonna design stuff the way they want to design it, and they're gonna do whatever they want to do. Like that's one thing you got to respect Sony on. Got to. Let's see what else. On the night says Apple, I don't understand Apple fans. They are locked in and brainwashed. Apple knows how to advertise and market very well, obviously. iPhones are the same with higher price every year. Yeah, I mean, I think that this year is the first year they didn't raise the price, but they restructured kind of what they're offering. Um, and it's like this year they're like, yeah, we're gonna make some money this year. Like we're gonna make it appear like these are the newest looking iPhones in a long time. Because you think about it, even the iPhone X, when it came out, that was 3 years ago. But when it came out, the biggest difference was the front of the phone. Like they got rid of the power button and all that stuff. But since then, I mean, they've been pretty much the same. So now they're going to the flat sides, which I think personally was the best design iPhone. Like that iPhone 4, 5 up in there, like those were beautiful phones. And now they're kind of going back to that bag, and I mean they gonna sell like crazy, man. They got the colors, like a blue iPhone, and it's not the little kitty one. It's not an XR with all these compromised specs. You get you an iPhone 12, blue, like a real phone. So I mean, like I said, this year Apple is like double down on just selling. They're moving units, whatever price point you want. There's some with an Apple logo on it that you can buy, brand new, not even secondhand. You ain't even got to go to Swap or eBay. You walk in the store and pull you something out the wrapper, brand new with an Apple logo on it. Any price point. Thing with the watches, the Apple Watch SE, same thing, man. Like they're at this point because they design their chips in a way to where they don't. I think they kind of like put the most power they could possibly muster into every phone. And then it pays dividends down the line because now I can reach back and I can, because we're making so many of these, now the price per unit has dropped so low that I can throw these in everything. So now they're putting, you got an iPhone SE at $400 or $500, and it has the same chip as their $1,300 phone in it. Granted, everything else except for the camera is from, 5 years ago, but that's neither here nor there. Um, but yeah, kind of pushing on. I did have another topic I wanted to talk about, and that is the PS5. So the PS5's new web store is going up. It's live today, and you can actually go in there and pre-order PS5 stuff. That's good. The bad though, as a result of the change, they've booted PS3 and Vita games off the store. So I don't know how many of y'all play games. I don't know how many of y'all actually play PlayStation stuff. But I want to gauge how y'all felt about this. Because PS3 at this point, I think the PS3 came out in, man, when did the PS3 come out? Let me look that up right quick. It's been a while because the let me see, the PS5 and I mean the PS4 and the Xbox One, I think they came out like 2013 or something like that. And so the fours have been around for a while, and now PS3, and now you kind of got two different approaches to the backwards compatibility stuff, right? So Xbox is, they're doubling down on backwards compatibility. Oh, you can play all these, Xbox 360 games and even original Xbox games, which in a sense, on the one hand, it's like that's cool. On the other hand, it's like why would I want to spend $500 and plug my $500 Xbox Series X up to a 4K HDR 120 hertz TV and look at original Xbox games on it? Like, why would I want to do that? Like, that's not nothing. I don't know anybody wants to do that, to be honest. So the OG PS3 came out in '08. So that's 13 years ago that the console came out. And of course you had up until, 2013 them releasing games and stuff like that. So, do you want to play 7, 8 year old games? Like, doesn't matter that they kicked them off the store. Did they have to do that? Probably not, but I think they're kind of limiting they're limiting their circle of responsibility, right? So now you don't have to worry about supporting PS3 games going forward. PS Vita is dead. There's a community of people that love the Vita. I think it's one of the best handhelds ever made, but nobody's making anything new for it, right? People are figuring out how to run emulators on it to play other stuff, but I mean, it's mostly a dead system, right? So I don't know, man. A lot of interesting decisions. November is going to be interesting because, kind of touching back on Apple for a second, you're able to pre-order some of their phones. Like there are two phones that are available to pre-order now, and I think they're going to ship Friday. But then they're going to release some more actually the same week that the Xbox and the PlayStation come out. They're going to open those up for pre-order, so that's going to be interesting as well. But most importantly, it's going to be before Black Friday. So, I don't think you'll see many Black Friday deals as far as pre-orders anyway, going on the iPhones. But if you wait, you might see some. Carriers get desperate. It's been a rough year. That might be an opportunity for people to get something at a discount. But at the end of the day, man, these companies don't care, man. They're trying to get this money. See, going to the comments right quick. Dale says, "Yeah, Sony ain't ain't about to be like nobody else." Yeah, they not, man. Uno Night says Apple fanboys don't know those beautiful panels screens on the phones are made known by Samsung, so there won't be a foldable iPhone until Samsung says okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Apple has any interest in the foldable. Um, and also some of the panels for iPhones are actually made by LG. Like they make some panels as well. Android Stud in the building. What's going on? He says, Smarttober, baby. Yeah, it's rough, man. See, Uno Night says, I'm an Xbox user. Why? Because it has Cody. So I play games, watch movies, live TV, music. It's my home and vacation entertainment center. That's cool. That's very interesting. Um, what can you play on the Xbox that you can't play on the PC? That's my question. That's my question to any Xbox user. Like if you don't have a PC or you're not interested in a PC, I definitely understand that. But going forward, Microsoft is going to give you less and less reason to buy a physical Xbox. I think they just announced that you'll be able to stream Xbox games to your like your Xbox mobile app or something like that. I haven't looked at the details, but they're quickly and aggressively decoupling the Xbox experience from a physical Xbox. Let's see. Sean says PS3 came out in '06. That sounds more accurate because I felt like because from '08 to 13, that's not enough time. So '06 sounds better because it was like 7 or 8 years it was out. Sean says PlayStation got to come back to the mobile gaming. PSP was amazing. Yeah, man. That's I don't know why they didn't push that harder, man. I mean those handhelds were great, man, for real. Dale says, well, I mean, most people that have a PS5 also have a PS4 and 3, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I got all of them and the PS1 and 2. Yeah, yeah. I think that if playing those games was important to you, you would have had one of those other consoles because it's not like that's an ability you've had up until this point. So you've already made other arrangements, for real. Uno Night says, FedEx truck pulled up. I'll be back. Hey, man, go get them, man. Because FedEx, one thing this pandemic has done, they don't give a damn about no signature required. It don't matter what it is, they'll drop it at your door and pull off. All you hear is the truck tires spinning going around the corner. And you go out there and it's a $2,000 device sent at your doorstep. See, Daryl says PC all day, baby. Yeah, man. So any first party Xbox game comes to PC and it's gonna look better. You can play better. Like, I mean, once it's in your PC library, it don't matter what they do. You know, you can upgrade your car from year to year. It's gonna look better every time you do. I mean, like I said, they kind of in the hole. Sean says I have the PS3, the OG version. I might continue with my PlayStation collection. Yeah, that's why I say, man, I think anybody, especially at this point, man, if you really love playing some particular PS1 games and you're a collector like that, you want the console, man. Like you want that actual box. So I don't think it's that big a deal. I saw some people online kind of just from the principle standpoint, like why are you taking stuff away and all this? I'm like, eh. Ono Night says I have an Alienware gaming PC too. Yeah. And man, to be honest, you can play games on like a lot of stuff. It don't have to be. So if you're a hardcore gamer, you're gonna put effort into, your hardware, right? Playing games at a certain level. But if you're a casual gamer, this new game just came out on Xbox. Like, oh, that looks interesting. Your PC that you got probably can play it. Like, it probably ain't gonna be at 4K, at 2,000 hertz or nothing like that, but it can probably run it. To be honest, I mean, because a lot of these, especially if you got a desktop, you're a graphics card away from playing that game, and that graphics card might cost you what an Xbox costs, or less, depending on what you're looking at. You can get a 1080 Ti right now for, high twos, low threes. So yeah, man. So there definitely other options out there as far as being able to game and, like I said, I think Xbox is confused, and they're confusing customers between naming convention and where do they really want you to play? Like, where is the best place to play? Is it on the Xbox? Well, which Xbox? Is it the $500 one that's doing 4K at 120 hertz, or is it on the $299 one? Right? Because at a certain point, you can't offer. It's difficult to offer all these different choices and not highlight the downsides to one of the choices. Right? So in order to sell a $300 Xbox Series X or Series S, in a way, you were kind of devaluing the Series X. Right? Because you have to make the Series S, you have to enforce the fact that it is still next gen, right? So it's still next gen, but it can't do 4K. But you're still gonna have a great experience, right? So if my experience on the S is gonna be so great, what makes the X $200 better of an experience at that point, right? And those are questions I feel like Microsoft hasn't really clearly answered, because you kind of either gotta, you know, take a dump on the S in order to push up the X, or you have to devalue the X and say, well, it's not really that big of a difference, you know. But people are gonna buy what they want to buy. I think that S is gonna move in the Xbox world. I think it's gonna be a big seller for people that just want an Xbox. But to be honest, at $100 more, the PS5's digital, if it's available, I think it'll make the decision a lot tougher, because you get the full power of the PS5 for $100 more. Like, that was smart, man. He said, did I see an article about Google accused of illegal monopoly by the U.S. government? Hey, they're going to have to get in line, man. That's the thing I say about Google. I feel like Google pioneered the idea or the concept of, I want your data, but instead of just asking you for your data, I want to give you a product that collects your data. And when you sign up and accept the rights to use that product, you also hand me your data willingly. So here in the US, we're a little bit less finicky about that. Even though, you got certain people in government that try to make a big deal about, privacy and all of that stuff. It's because they aren't getting the money. They aren't getting the insight and the benefit of that data. And so they're mad about that. But yeah, a lot of other countries are not, they don't like Google. Like the EU over in Europe, they are not big fans of Google at all. They have had several lawsuits against Google, accusing them of being a monopoly and, anti-consumer practices. So yeah, so they're the US have to get in line with that monopoly bit. And I don't know what their goal is, because Google kind of, in what I think was kind of like an anticipatory step, they kind of worked backwards, right? So instead of, normally you have a big company, and in order to not be identified as a monopoly, they'll break themselves up into little companies. Well, what Google did, there was Google, and then they created a umbrella company called Alphabet, and then they put themselves under Alphabet, and then they relabeled a lot of their divisions. They kind of broke stuff out. So I know now you see a lot of the Nest branding going around, and that's so that they can break up stuff, especially when it comes to monetary stuff. Google having all that stuff under one company, you got the R&D, you got Pixel stuff, you got Nest stuff, you got a lot of stuff that's not making no money, so it's dragging down Google's bottom line. So them breaking out under Alphabet, I don't know how that case will hold up with them having kind of already broken themselves up a little bit. Dale says not a damn thing. Yeah, it don't mean nothing, man. Yeah, the New York Times. I have to look at that article to get some more insight into exactly what they're accusing Google of, and what they're saying is a monopoly about them. I mean, Google is everywhere, but as far as being a monopoly, the first thing that comes to mind for me is like Android, because that's the only system that Google kind of sort of owns. But they've kind of been tiptoeing back and forth with anti-consumer practices on Android, because as of right now, if you have an Android and you want to use the Google Play Store, then there are certain things you have to allow Google to do to run the Play Store on your device. So technically, you get the option. If you want to pick up a device and not have the Play Store on there, you can do that. You can still use the OS, but you're going to be severely crippled, because you have to create a Google account to access a lot of the features and the benefits of Android. So like every app, you want to use Gmail, or you got to log in with a Google account. You want to use a Play Store, got to have a Google account. YouTube, any of the little smart lock features, like all that stuff, Google Assistant, Google Home products. If they kind of pull together the whole ecosystem of stuff, maybe, but then it's like, well, it's our ecosystem. You have the option to buy Amazon stuff. You can buy, I don't know. There's not really many other competitors in the smart home space, but you get the idea. I don't know if they're technically being anti-competitive or being a monopoly, so to speak, because monopoly, in my mind, assumes that you are so big and um, certain things you are doing make it impossible for anybody else to come into that space. So is it, like I said, I look at the article. I don't know if it's the search space or what that they're accusing them of. But yeah, but that'll be something for me to look at. That'll be interesting. But it's been about 45 minutes trying to keep this you know, kind of tight. I touched on all the topics I want to touch on this time. Appreciate everybody for coming through, stopping through with me on your lunch break or whenever, and chopping it up with me. Appreciate the support. Like I said, this is gonna be every week at 11:30. Been pretty consistent here. I pushed it back last week due to the Apple event, just so we could kind of incorporate some of that talk into the live stream. But yeah, man, every week set your calendars. Calendar invite. Make sure you come through. Um, and like I said, I have the poll for. I have the poll in my comment section below after this, and it's on my page already under my community tab. So yeah, hit me up on there. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Hit me up, and we can always talk tech, man. I love talking tech. But so Uno Nice has popped back in. He says, I'm back. Tried to get FedEx to return one of 3 packages. They refused. Yeah, man. They not taking no stuff back, I guess. But yeah, man. Just wrapping up, Uno, man. Appreciate you for stopping through. Appreciate the support as always, man. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.